Angry guy here, and Japan is begging men to have sex. Guys, if you're enjoying this content, please help get this channel to 100,000 subscribers by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't, liking the video, and turning on notifications to never miss another video ever again. Now let's begin. Japan is begging men to have sex. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
Huge news. The Tokyo metropolitan government just made its own dating app in the hopes of really increasing the population. And while I'm not usually one for more government involvement in our personal lives, this could be a game changer. And not only that, but in their app, they're using state-of-the-art AI to find your perfect match, which means it basically does all the work for you. But what do you think? Is this app really worth the taxpayers' yen going towards to increase the birth rate? Or is this just another attempt to window dress the underlying problem? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more content like this every single week.
Now, guys, as you can see, Japan's birth rate has been falling rapidly. In Japan, they have the herbivore men, and the herbivore men are a group of men that have refused to have physical relationships with women. And Japan is going absolutely ballistic. This has been a problem that goes back all the way to 2009. And it's from carnivores to herbivores. These men are refusing to have physical intimacy with women. They are less interested in relationships with women and even money. These men are basically living their best lives. They're checking completely out of society. They would rather stay home and play video games. They would rather chill, watch Netflix, do arts and crafts, but they're not going to waste their time chasing after a relationship with a woman. And I've talked about this. So as we can see here, Japan's herbivore men less interested in sex, money. And in Japan, sex is translated as relationship and flesh. So and this is what author and pop culture columnist Maki Fuwasaki says. She actually coined the term herbivore men in 2006 in a series of articles on marketing to a younger generation of Japanese men. And she used it to describe some men who she said were changing the country's ideas about what is and what isn't masculine. Typically, herbivore men are in their 20s and 30s and believe that friendship without sex can exist between men and women. These guys are full of crap. They don't want to be physically intimate. They don't want the problems. They don't want the stress. The term has become a buzzword in Japan. Many people in Tokyo neighborhoods were familiar with herbivore men and had opinions about them. Shigeki Nagayama said such men were not eager to find girlfriends and tend to be clumsy in love, and he admitted he seemed to fit the mold himself. My father always asks me if I got a girlfriend. He tells me I'm no good because I can't get a girlfriend. These men don't give a damn. I don't care. Midori Saida, a 24-year-old woman sporting oversized aviators and her dyed brown hair in long ringlets, said herbivore men were flaky and weak. We like manly men, she said. We are not interested in those boys at all. No, see, her feelings are hurt because those boys are not interested in her. And if you look at Japan right now, Japan has among Japan actually has the second lowest birth rate in the world. Shockingly, South Korea overtook Japan, recently. So South Korea now has the lowest birth rate in the world, but Japan previously had the record for the lowest birth rate in the world. And it's not that Japan's birth rate has improved. In fact, it's only gotten worse, but it just actually tells us that South Korea is somehow worse than Japan. And the crazy thing about South Korea is in South Korea, there's a lot of tradition centered around marriage and dating and relationships. And the South Koreans tend to be more social somewhat than the Japanese. Like a lot of guys will have girlfriends in in South Korea, but they're refusing to have children. So they're having physical intimacy. They are getting physically intimate. They are still getting married, but they won't have children. It's unbelievable. Like the South Koreans have literally just said, "Yeah, we're done. We are not having children at all." And even in America, we've already fallen below replacement levels. But of course, what they'll do is they'll try to use immigration to offset the decline in population, but that doesn't help because, the people those people are not going to bring the skill sets necessary to keep the country going, and it's only going to shift the culture as well. All right. So Takahito Kaji 21 said he has been told he is totally herbivore. Herbivores boys are fragile, do not have a stock body, skinny. Fukasawa said Japanese men from the baby boomer generation were typically aggressive and proactive when it came to romance and physical intimacy. But as a result of growing up during Japan's troubled economy in the 1990s, their children's generation was not as assertive and goal oriented. Their outlook came in part from seeing their father's model of masculinity falter, even as Japanese women gained more lifestyle options. And former CNN intern Junichiro Hori, a self described herbivore, said the idea goes beyond looks and attitudes towards physical intimacy. Some guys still try to be manly and try to be strong and stuff. But personally, I'm not afraid to show my vulnerability because being vulnerable or being sensitive is not a weakness, bro. Yo, these men have literally retreated. They don't give a they have completely given up. Like they're not trying to be strong. They're not trying to be protectors. They're not trying to be providers. They have no interest in physical intimacy. My goodness, my goodness. Older generations of Japanese men are not happy about the changes. At a bar frequented by businessmen after work, one man said, "You need to be carnivorous when you make decisions in your life. You need to be proactive, not passive." He is not wrong about that. Fuasaka, Fuka, Fukasawa said the group does not care so much about making money, a quality tied to the fact that there are fewer jobs available during the current global economic recession. Japan's economy recently saw its largest ever recorded contraction and has shrunk for 4 straight quarters. Uh, t- t- Fukasawa estimated some 20% of men are what she would call herbivores, and said their attitudes were influencing others. Indeed, she said it was a return to the norm for Japanese men rather than a departure. It was after WW2 and the post WW2 economic growth that Japanese men gained a reputation as physical machine physical intimacy animals through the competition with the West. Looking back beyond that time, older literature talks a lot about men with the kind of character we see in the herbivores boys. Will these men simply grow out of this? Fukasawa said it was anyone's guess. Some of them may, but Japan's image of masculinity is nonetheless changing. The men in dark suits are changing too, she said. Today's young people in dark suits are different from the baby boomers in dark suits. They're evolving too. So, I mean, as you can see, most of these men, they have no interest in physical intimacy. They have no interest in relationships. They just want to basically live carefree lives and not have to worry about being providers and protectors. And this is not good for a country's future. Guys, if you're enjoying this content, please help get this channel to 100,000 subscribers on our journey to 2 million by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't, liking the video, and turning on notifications to never miss another video ever again. Japan is begging men to have sex. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. We'll talk about it there. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers.